Hi, friends. Welcome. As you can see in the back, we are going to be talking about architecture today. Yeah. This is me going to be explaining how to do a site survey and analysis in your design process when you're doing a project. And this is for architecture. This is what people are interested. If you're just curious or if you're studying architecture, whatever it is, this is specifically for hand drafting. I know some people use software, but if you're doing hand drafting, I think this will be very helpful and very informative. So I'm just going to show you a project that I did, although this part of the project was excluded. So I thought, let me show you guys what's up. And yeah, so this is the project, or this is the site. This is the site that we're given. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. So we're given two sites. And this is a bus stop that's near my school. So this is a site survey, right? So site survey is just like a map of your site. What's there, where it is, how far things are from each other, and also showing how the sun moves and the wind, and also views and that kind of stuff. So for this one, I just drew that. So I'll just give you a rundown on how the site looks. So this is the road. Yeah, all of this is the road, and these are like little mobile money booths, kiosks, not really kiosks, but little booths where people withdraw their mobile money. Yes. And then that's the bus stop. So this is the ribbon, that's the bus stop. And that's kind of like the Bay Area for the bus stop, right? And that's a road as well. And this is a road as well. Sorry, my pen work is a little bit light. I think I should make it darker. That's what it is. And that's going to the school down there. This is the gate for the school. And that's the car park. And all these little things are trees. Yes. And there's a manhole over here. And this is a really big fence that's running there. There's a park there. And this is how the sun moves. It moves from sunrise all the way to sunset, meaning that this is the east, and that's the west, and that's the northing. Yes. So we have drawn this. So how you do this is you go into the site and you measure. If it's a big site, you can use a measuring tape, or there's also the laser measure. I'm not sure what it's called. Or you can use Google Earth. I think there are other maps that you can use as well, but I use Google Earth on a big site like this. Yeah. Oh, and this is a big drainage. This is a drainage system. So the thing with this site, I don't know if I wrote it here. I think I'll show it on the analysis. Is it kind of slopes like that? So for here, I just wrote down how the site is, nothing else, just how it looks. And also these black dots are how people move into the site. And these arrow-like thingies are how which direction the noise is coming from and which direction the noise is going to. So it's coming from the road, going to the bus stop, the road, going to the booths, and this is a booth. So the project was to design a mobile money booth, which would be more like a kiosk. So obviously, and this is a site. So we have a site and we've got an activity that's similar to what we're supposed to design, right? So yes. Oh, and these are my grid lines. They're a little bit light. I like them to be light. I think they should probably be darker, but they're light. And these are my lettering, A, B, C, D. I think it's too small for you to see. And the numbering, so you can find the coordinates for a specific location, right? So this is the site as it is, nothing crazy. But from this site, there are activities and points of interest that we're gonna find and that we're gonna see. So some of the stuff we will get from general knowledge that we have, and other stuff we will get by going to the site and experiencing it and see how things really are on that site. Right? One thing I forgot to talk about is the winds. So which direction are the winds coming from on your site? You just write that down. You're going to talk about it more in depth in the analysis, but here you just show the direction in which they're coming in. And then the next thing is, because this set was really, really big, what I did was I chose my area of interest where I would actually consider putting my kiosk. So I think you can see like that is highlighted, and this is the area I'll start to talk about. I'll zone in on this, and I'll talk about this in more detail and more depth, and that's what we'll see in the analysis. Now that we've done this, the site survey, we usually move to analysis, and that's where there'll be more of the meat and the chicken and everything else, right? But otherwise, this is how you do a site survey. You just measure the place, and you go and sit there, you experience what it's like, and you get a feel of it before you can do the analysis. So it's just like it's a way to give you a feel of the site. You go there, you sit there, then you come and draw it. So you really know your way around the selected site. Yeah. I think from here we'll move on to the analysis. So the analysis has more depth. Now you're seeing how all these elements that you're mentioning, how they're interacting with each other and how they're affecting your site and how they're going to affect and influence your design. So this is a very important step because you can design the most beautiful building, but if you're not looking at the analysis, you are going to design something that won't fit the needs of the site. It's like designing a dress and you're not measuring the person who you're making the outfit for. Yes, it's a beautiful dress, but can it fit the person? No. So what's the point? So that's what analysis is doing. It's like measuring the person. So I'm gonna explain it in fashion terms. I think that's the easiest way for me to explain it to people. I hope you understand what I mean. So with the analysis, I think what we're gonna start with is because there are a lot of things on this site. I don't know. What are you gonna start with? What are you gonna start with? Let's start with the slopes. Earlier, this side slopes. It goes down like that. From this is the higher area, and then it moves down like that. So that slope comes down, showing the direction in which the slope is going. So I wanted to propose the kiosk being here, but I put it here after I considered everything. And for me to place it here, I first had to remove the kiosks. I think you can see them here. They're just hidden under these trees, but there were some here as well. I think you saw them. I would have to remove them to put my building. All right, so that's one thing. And because the slope is moving like that, I have to think about it. Made me think about stuff like the roof. If the slope is going like that, why would I place my roof to slope in the direction of the road? Because it will come down. And yes, the water may come down like that going to the road, but it will still come back like that because of the slope. You see what I mean? So I decided to slant it in the direction which the slope is coming in. So I think that would influence the design of the roof, but it would work with the side. It's not working against the side. So that's what I drew here, because this is the road now. That's the booth. See, that's why I didn't want to slope like that, because the side is already sloping like that. So if it's raining, the slope will come like that and the rain will go like that. And I think that's better, a better way of designing for that. I also decided to place my building here in this open area because I didn't want to start removing trees, and this area was already open, and if it was open, it would be easier for sunlight to come there or to shine there, and you can use solar electricity. That was mentioned in our brief, but since we were supposed to use solar electricity or be off the grid, I put it there in an open space so I don't have to cut the trees. I can just work with the site with how it is. And another thing is, we talked about the prevailing winds earlier. So these are the winds that are coming from this direction. And if I place the building here, it's a good place for the wind to pass and go through to the building, because that allows cross ventilation. So cross ventilation is when wind passing through a building from one window to another window, or a window to a door, or a vent to wherever. So the wind is just passing through, and it passing through allows for ventilation to take place. You don't have to per se have mechanical ventilation. It's just a natural way of doing it. So if I'm gonna have the winds here, like if the wind's already coming from here and the building is here, that's an opportunity for cross ventilation to happen. So it would be ideal to have my windows here or vents or doors, but I wanted just windows here because this is the back side. Windows here so the air can pass through and come out here. So there also has to be an opening here. So I thought that would be interesting, and I thought that would be a good way to utilize the wind moving there. I think I drew it here. So the wind, I don't hope you can see it. So the wind is passing through here, going through the booth and coming out like that. So that's what I wanted to be happening with the winds. Yes. Oh, and also these slopes feed into the drainage. Remember drainage we talked about earlier? They feed into that. This, I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I did. Is how the pedestrians are moving already. And because the pedestrians are moving that direction, and I've placed the building here. People are already moving this direction. People are already moving like this to go to the university. So having the kiosk here just makes it easier for people to come in. Oh, I need money. Let me go in there rather than them having to make a whole detour. So placing it here was a good move. So it maintains the already existing pathways and walkways, and it's not much of an obstruction. Yes, so I maintained the trees. I think I mentioned that earlier. I do want to remove them. And also because there's a slope. So I feel like the trees remaining here holds the soil and anchors it. And I think that's important, right? We don't want to go around acting like the Lorax. Anyway, so this is the road again, and this is the Bay Area for the car parks. And I thought of adding streetlights because I realized there are no streetlights. And again, this is in the brief. It was supposed to be a 24-hour kiosk, so adding streetlights would have been helpful for security. I mean, not that people didn't steal because they're lights, but most people be deterred from stealing or any vandalism or anything like that because they're lights and people can see what's going on. So I was thinking of adding lights all around here and all around here just to make it a brighter place. And I mean, something like that would actually be helpful for even the bus stop. Then the next thing, we've talked about the slope, we've talked about the winds. The last thing, which is also something that's very, very important, is the sun path. So sun path, like I said, this is sunrise to sunset. So how the sun rays will be going are like that. That's how we're imagining it, or how that's we're deducing it, or that's how we are using it. So if the sun is coming like that in at sunset, and where we are, the region that I'm in, the sunset is really harsh and very bright, and this is a road. So it's gonna come like that. It's coming like that. And I really wanted to add windows here, remember, because of the cross ventilation thing. I wanted to add windows and the door. But I have to consider the type of windows I'm adding because it's a road again. Because I just thought the windows should be non-reflective, because if they are reflective and this sun is coming there, it's gonna create a glare. And people are driving here and now glare onto the road. I think that would cause a lot of accidents. So I just said, nah, we need to work on that. So like non-glare windows should be considered here, be the best option. And also the sunlight entering the kiosk. People need to be comfortable. People working there, people coming to use the place need to be comfortable. And if there's a harsh glare into the building, then it's not going to be comfortable. And for that, I did a little sketch over here. I don't know if you can see it. So I wanted to add a shading device. So I don't know what I can call it. Canopy, an awning. I think it's got an awning. Yes, to add that there so that when the sun is coming, it can be blocked at some point. So it doesn't have to go all the way in. And this same awning, shading device, whatever you want to call it, it will prevent heat, harsh light, and also rainfall. Because when rain is falling in that direction, this will kind of prevent the rain from entering the building. So I think that's a good solution to that issue over there. Yes, so that's, I guess, an example of how to do an analysis. I hope it is guiding some people. I hope it will guide some people because I had completely no idea what I was doing. But I hope the gears of how site analysis should go are a bit more clear now. So that's how you do it. You have to have solutions for your problems. Because we looked at the survey, we saw what was on site, and now we're seeing how things were affecting each other and interacting with each other, and what problems that could have caused, and what opportunities that would have brought up. And we're trying to take advantage of the opportunities that those interactions are causing and solve for the problems the interactions are causing. I think that's what That's the best way to explain what an analysis is and what it what it does and why it's done. So that's that. So today we talked about a survey and an analysis. Uh, I don't know if people want me to continue. Guess it's for the people interested in architecture and the people who are studying architecture. I don't know if you want me to explain the other design elements or stages. And if you do, tell me in the comment section. But as of now, I think the survey and analysis is a good place to start. I hope this has been helpful to someone, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.